But we begin with an actual modern-day bloodbath, and that is the border crisis. Under Biden, we all know thousands of would-be illegal immigrants have died during the perilous journey across our border. Thousands more are facing extreme suffering imposed by human traffickers, drug cartels. But on the American side of the border, this bloodbath is reaching every single corner of our country. Take a look.
Under crooked Joe Biden, every state is now a border state. Every town is now a border town because Joe Biden has brought the carnage and chaos and killing from all over the world and dumped it straight into our backyards. And people are coming in from prisons and mental institutions. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Under the Trump administration, we had a tough policy of getting the bad people out. We wanted to get them out. We took them out by the thousands. I stand before you today to declare that Joe Biden's border bloodbath, and that's what it is. It's a bloodbath.
Now, President Trump, he was speaking in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That is where an illegal immigrant recently murdered a young woman, dumped her body on the side of a road. The alleged perpetrator was deported under Donald Trump, likely re-entered the country under Joe Biden's open borders. And meanwhile, in Boston, in Massachusetts, an illegal immigrant from Guatemala was just arrested on more than a dozen sex crimes against children, including rape. And in New York City, 8 illegal immigrants from Venezuela. They are suspected of squatting in a Bronx basement. They were just apprehended on a variety of charges after police found multiple firearms with extended magazines, plenty of ammo, a large quantity of drugs, including ketamine mixed with cocaine, along with a 7-year-old child. Meanwhile, in California, an illegal immigrant there from China was arrested after he drove onto a U.S. military base, and he just refused to leave. Under Biden, the amount of Chinese nationals crossing our southern border illegally has skyrocketed. Bill Maluzhin posted these figures on X today. In 2021, 342 entered illegally. Again, these are the people we know about. In 2022, that number jumped to just under 2,000. 2023, another massive jump, 24,000. And so far, through just the first 3 months of 24, well, more than 22,000 Chinese nationals have already crossed our southern border. So we've got to ask a question. Why are so many people from our #1 geopolitical foe crossing into our country at the Mexican border? And why are Chinese nationals also buying up thousands and thousands of acres of ranch land, farmland, or land near military installations? Why are we allowing that? The Biden administration doesn't seem to know, doesn't seem to care. And let's not forget about the very serious terror threat that is posed by our wide open southern border. We have thousands now. We have been telling you. They're coming from Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror. Their satellite, Syria, Iraq. We know Egypt, home of the Muslim Brotherhood, Afghanistan, where now training camps of al-Qaeda have opened up again, and ISIS-K has emerged. By the way, no vetting, no security screening. And yet Joe Biden is doing absolutely nothing to fix the crisis he himself caused. Take a look at your screen. After President Trump's stay in Mexico policy and other strict border control measures went into effect, illegal immigration, look at that screen right there, plummeted to one of its lowest recorded levels in modern history. But then came Biden. In 2021, Joe proudly bragged about it, reversed all of those protections, all the policies that were working, and personally invited illegal immigrants to come into our country. Each year since, Biden set a new record for illegal immigration. Now more than 10+ million have entered the country unvetted under Joe Biden. By the way, that would be fewer people that live in New York City, our most densely populated city. Now, keep in mind, according to the most recent data, nearly 2/3 of all federal arrests involve non-citizens. And the amount of so-called non-citizens in our country has exploded. And by the way, I can tell you with 100% certainty, pray to God that I'm wrong, I don't think I am. The worst is yet to come. It's not a matter of if, it is when, that this country is going to be attacked by people that have entered our country illegally. Now, for obvious reasons, this is a top issue for most voters. Democrats, they're now starting to panic. You have famed Democratic strategist. I know him pretty well. Actually, a nice guy. He's crazy left-wing, James Carville. Well, he's beside himself. Why? His party's horrifying, quote, horrifying loss among young minority voters. But over there at that hard-hitting news show, The View, Whoopi Goldberg is accusing you of having memory issues for believing that you were better off 4 years ago. Now, on MSDNC, you have Joy Reid comparing Trump supporters to members of the Manson family cult. And one of the only Democrats to accurately predict 2016, Michael Moore, is once again sounding the alarm. He referred to Biden as an arms dealer and is now calling on him to stop the war in Gaza or lose public support. The White House, meanwhile, they're just busy playing word games. They accused Donald Trump of posing the biggest threat to democracy in America. Why? Because he used the term bloodbath. Well, apparently, Joe Biden is the only one allowed to use that term. Take a look.
Quick point of clarification, Karine. So when Donald Trump is talking about a bloodbath, it is violent rhetoric. What was it when Joe Biden said in 2020, what we can't let happen is let this primary become a negative bloodbath?
So I'm going to be really mindful and careful about Donald Trump, but if you read, because he is a candidate, we're talking about the 2024 election, you should read what he said in its context. So you got to read what he said in context.
Bloodbath is an ugly word. When Trump uses it, what is it when Biden uses it?
No. Let's be very clear. You got to actually ask me the question in context of what it was said, right? And what it was said when he said that, right? In his remarks, in his speech, right? And so that's being disingenuous in your question.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.